Hello! This is very exciting. This is my first little entry into our production vlog series that we're doing. This is technically pre-production week. We're going into pre-production next week, but we have our auditions and interviews and stuff this week. So we just got through the scripts. So I'm going to have a read of Just Business and Natural Selection. They are right here. Very excited to start that. So what I'm going to do is read through for a Natural Selection, pick what characters I'm reading for, and make props and set notes as well, because I would really like to do props and sets. So I want to go into those interviews, you know, knowing what I want to do, what those productions need. So I'm going to do a bit of that. Apologies for looking a state. I've seen several PRPs this evening that made me cry, so I'm just... what can you do? So I just had my audition for a Natural Selection. I think it went well, we shall see. So it is Friday. I had my audition for Tom's film, Just Business, this morning. And that was a lot of fun. But yeah, I really love both scripts and I'm just really excited to work on them. I would be happy to act in either of them, and I would be happy to do props or whatever for either of them. So I'm just really excited about this project, and I am full on ready to start pre-production week next week. Hello! So I am back from the second night of our PRP screenings. They were wonderful, everyone's so talented. So the cast list for films is out. I'm not happy, to be honest. I got the role of the advisor, which is a very small part. I am incredibly disappointed, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm not. I'm not going to have a bad attitude about it. I'm not going to be stroppy and go, well, I don't care. I'm going to work really hard on the little bits and pieces that I do have, and I'm going to work really hard on props. Just Business is the first film to go into production, and it's comedy, and I'm doing the props, and it's going to be really good fun. We're going to have a good time. So it is what it is, you know, what can you do? So I've just watched back what I filmed, and there's this really weird sound, and I think it is coming from this light, which if you saw my show Ghost Light, you will recognize. So that's gonna have to be looked at. Also, this chair is just ridiculously squeaky. So we're gonna have to look at this vlogging setup. So today is the first day of proper pre-production. It's Monday. It's been quite the day. It's been a weird one. So essentially, went in this morning, had kind of group read through, production meeting. I then went away. I did some work, wrote up a props list, and did sort of cost estimation on everything we're going to have to buy. Had to think about where we can source things. Sent Dave an email, which he hasn't replied to, but I'm sure he will, about getting into the prop store. India and Roshin set up the costume meeting for tomorrow, so we're going to be in there doing that at 11:30, and then so I was going to go along to that anyway, but I definitely need to go to it now because basically Grace has been recast and I will now be playing Shona. I don't think I'm getting graded on it or anything, but I'm basically just covering, which obviously I'm delighted about because now I have more to do, and I was literally just complaining about not having a big enough performance role, but I feel really bad about it, I feel really guilty about it. However, positive news, well, I suppose the thing about Shona is kind of positive news as well for me. But positive news for everybody is that apparently this beautiful weather is going to last the whole time we're filming. So that is going to make our jobs a hell of a lot easier, especially for the we have one outdoor scene, so fingers crossed the weather will hold up for that. So I need to liaise with Jess about locations so that I know for definite what's going to be in situ when we're filming and what I need to source and how I'm transporting things to and from set and what we're doing. As soon as we have locations we can get a definite shooting schedule, and as soon as we have a definite shooting schedule I can make a definitive plan on what we need for when. So I've just been on the hunt for Mark Fox, couldn't find him, then went to find the technicians to get into the prop store. They're not in their office either, so...
I could be like, oh, you here for the right interview? I'll be like, yeah, man, I am in the wrong place. And I'll be like, yes.
That's the Royal, that's
Canadian.
No, I think it's Canadian.
Great. Alright. Come together.
Costume fitting.
Should we look at the trackie?
So it is Wednesday. John and I are just back from doing a prop show. He came with me because he has the car, like he's not actually doing props or something. So just scanned all the receipts for that. There's a lot more to get really. There's a lot of things I couldn't get because I didn't have like approval for them. I didn't know if Tom would want them. It becomes expensive, I didn't want to spend money unnecessarily. But yeah, that's one thing done at least. We've got some of the bits, so that's good. So I have scanned all the receipts so far and added them to the Google Drive, because obviously for the budget it's really important to keep a track of what money has been spent and who spent it, who needs to get reimbursed. So that is all up there. So the theme of today has been miscommunication. It was Miscommunication Wednesday. And it was coming from all sides essentially. So this morning John gave me a lift to go and do some prop shopping, and that, you know, we got a lot of bits that we needed, but there was also a lot of things that we couldn't find, and so that's frustrating. We've had to have a look at like what we're going to do with that and different sources for things and possibly making things. I might be making cake stands if we can't find any to buy, but I don't know when, because also like basically so I had a meeting with Tim Bailey in the 3D workshop because I've worked with him before on PRP, so I know him pretty well, and essentially he doesn't have any free time to do anything for anyone until next week, which would be fine because, you know, if I was just doing props, I could, you know, go in onto the set in the morning, set everything up, leave someone looking after it, and then go away and kind of make things with Tim. But because I'm now basically in every scene, most of the scenes, acting, there's just no time for me to do that, so we've had to look at things. We've got the security badges, I think. This is the thing as well, I was finding it very difficult to get any sort of clear answer on what was definitely needed. Like I have my props list, but there's been revisions to the script, and I looked through and it didn't seem like I added in everything else that was extra, and so I thought it was on top of things, and then Tom would say something and go, oh, we need this, and I'm like, since when, why, blah, and then I try and kind of, there's a lot of things I wasn't sure aesthetically kind of what he wanted, and I feel like he was being a bit unclear, and that I think there was a lot of argy-bargy with like locations and oh, we want this thing, actually no we don't, now we've changed our minds. That was kind of going on all day, and so that was very stressful, and I think it caused a lot of sort of animosity between people. But I spoke to Tom this evening and he was saying, you know, everyone's doing such a good job and I think we're really on schedule, which is great. But I basically had to say to him, and I never want to overstep either, but I did say to him, listen, if you feel like we're on schedule and we're doing well and everyone's doing a good job, maybe you should say that to people, because I don't know if that's coming across. So I think those communication issues are going to be dealt with. We're having a meeting tomorrow morning at 10, so we should get everyone in the same room and make sure everyone's on the same page and everything's getting done. That would be really helpful. In terms of what I did today, obviously I had that meeting with Tim Bailey. I did the prop shopping, so I got lots of pieces that were on the list. I also booked out all the iPads that we need for the first scene on Monday, and the headphones that we need for the scene on Tuesday. So I'll pick those up from the store Monday morning. So everything is very doable. I think the only thing that was standing in our way was that lack of clear communication, but now that I've had that discussion with Tom, and I feel like that's going to be a discussion that we have tomorrow morning, that's all sort of, I feel very confident that that's going to be cleared up and not going to be an issue anymore. So I'm feeling really good about it. I think there's lots more to do, obviously, but I think we're on the right track. I think we're on schedule and we're doing well. Even though it was a frustrating day, it was also a very positive day and a very productive day. So that's good. Also, my hair looks awful, but we won't think about that. So it's Thursday, and once again, I'm in the lift. Today's been really productive so far. Ooh, we're here. It's still Thursday, I'm no longer in a lift. So today has actually been really productive. We're just on lunch now. So I have picked up all the costume bits from wardrobe. Roisin has gone out to pick up some more props bits that we need. I think we're on the right track with everything. We seem to have everything under control. I got all the tablets and headphones booked out yesterday for Monday's shoot. Monday and Tuesday. I inquired about the crash mats as well, and we are not able to use them outside of the Adelphi building or campus, so that's a no-go, but we'll make it work with whatever we have. We did a lot of acting rehearsals this morning and kind of blocked things for the camera and stuff, so that's all going well. Everyone seems to be in really good spirits, which is such a relief. It's just been a nice, productive, friendly day, and everyone's in a really good mood. We're getting a lot done, so all on the right track, all going well, which is really nice to be able to say. It's Friday, and it is a stunning turn of events. I'm in a lift in the Adelphi because this is where I spend my life now. So we have showcase this morning, and then afterwards we have a big production meeting. We're going to finalise all the costumes and where I fit in. So I'm just putting some stuff away now. Oh, and people have seen me, and that's really embarrassing, and they're looking at me now. So great. Yeah, so putting quite a bit of costume in a locker where we're kind of storing everything so we don't have to drag it around. Where is this one? Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of people from our group, including Tom, who is directing us. A lot of us are in showcase. So that is taking up most of the day, but then at least after today, that's all over and we can fully focus on video projects. But yeah, I'm pretty confident that we have everything under control. We have all of the props for Monday and Tuesday's shoots. I think it's the picnic scene. I'm not sure if that location has been 100% confirmed yet, but all the food and stuff for that will need to be gotten on the day. So that's going to be a big buy because there's a lot of it, but we can't really do anything about that until the day off because it'll all just go off. So other than that, I think we have everything. I'm going to obviously do a double check, but I think props is sorted. Costume should be sorted after today, so yeah, pre-production's going well.